Bringing the outdoors inside. More and more these days, millennials are choosing to become plant parents. And this has become such a hot trend that houseplant sales are up by nearly 50%. This is according to the National Gardening Association. Our Detroit recently did an article on this topic. So here to tell us more about it all is Molly Stelma from Our Detroit magazine, and also Jennifer Youngquist, who is the Vice President of Marketing for English Gardens. We've been friends for years as well. I buy all my plants from English Gardens. I may have to ask you for some advice here in a minute, but Molly, let's start with you because this is a growing trend. This is a thing, the adoption of plants.
Yes, it is. So we kind of noticed that it was coming to the Metro Detroit area. It's always been a national trend. And, you know, we have locations like English Gardens that can cater to this trend, which is awesome. So we just kind of wanted to showcase it and show everyone in Metro Detroit that we keep up with those trends.
Yeah, so when your reporter was talking to some of these millennials, what's their reasoning? What's their motivation?
Yeah, so a lot of millennials live in more urban, smaller areas, so we don't necessarily have a garden in the backyard. So this is kind of that happy medium. And it's also a really affordable decoration, which is nice for millennials.
Well, I have to give a shout out to our producer, Amy, who provided the pictures when we first opened the segment, all of the plants that she's been keeping alive. Very impressive. So, Jennifer, we're looking at a variegated little buddy right here.
Spider plant.
This is a spider plant. These are pretty hardy too, right?
They are. Yes, I have one that is about 40 years old. I took it to college, and it's now in my house. Yes, it's had babies. It's grandmother.
That's impressive.
Yes.
Hashtag goals for me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So are all of these plants on the table plants that are good for indoors?
These are all great for indoors. These are actually tropical plants, but you know, you can bring them outside when it's warm in the summertime and they'll thrive even better.
So you
and then
should
bring it back inside.
If you can, give them some fresh air when the weather warms up, it's advised.
Yeah, in June in Michigan.
Got it. Tell us a little bit about some of these. This one, it was so beautiful. I actually thought this was an artificial plant, but this is alive.
That is alive. That is a jade plant.
It's gorgeous.
So isn't it beautiful? It's got a lot of nice, great texture, a lot of nice. So the plants we brought today are among those that were featured in the Our Detroit magazine. And we looked for plants that were virtually unkillable. We wanted low maintenance plants because that's where people like to start their plant journey.
Well, and you know, with the millennials your reporter talked with, Molly, are many of them having success? Or are they like me and most of them die off before you finish them?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot more out there on how to take care of plants.
Yeah.
I know that you guys are hosting events that's going to really help millennials, so there's a lot more information out there that kind of teaches you the way to go. So you have a ton of tips on stuff like that in your events that are coming up.
We do have an event this weekend. If anyone is interested in becoming a plant parent, we'll help them on their journey, or if they already are a plant parent and they just want to add to their family, it's an Adopt a House Plant. It's happening on Saturday and Sunday at all 6 English Garden stores. It's from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. on both days. You'll actually start and we'll give you a little worksheet, if you will, to kind of identify which plant is going to be best for you.
Sure.
So the first, we'll have a series of stations set up around the store. So the first station will be to select your plant, and the most important thing there is how much light are you going to give the plant.
Oh, that's very important. Now, I have to confess, I'm not a millennial, as many of you probably know, but I've been trying to be a plant parent since I was millennial. I got all these at English Gardens. That one's doing all right. I'm mostly orchids. I finally got a few to rebloom, but this one right here, Jennifer, this one, my husband has been trying to get me to throw this puppy out for like 2 months, and I'm just hanging on. What do I need to do differently?
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does that plant have some significant sentimental value to you?
No.
Okay.
Other than I haven't
Alicia,
killed it yet.
Well, so a couple of suggestions. You could bring it into our store or bring that picture into our store, and our garden pharmacist at our garden pharmacy can help you diagnose. Just from looking at it, it looks like it might have been overwatered. So I'd have to touch the soil to see what it looks like. Has it been sitting in water? But maybe it's just time to, you know, thank it for its service and let it go. And look, you could take this home.
I could.
Swiss cheese.
I love it. Here's some more great notes for you when choosing a plant. Consider the lighting, as you mentioned. If the soil is dry, the plant needs water, people. That's an obvious one, but it's important. And pots should not sit in water like mine probably was. Fertilize plants between March and October, which I never have done, so I need to do that. Obviously, people can get more great information from the article in Our Detroit magazine. Molly and Jennifer, like you said, they can head to your your event at English Gardens this weekend. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
So nice to see you.
This was very helpful.